do the thing now so that you can realize how hard it is and either give up and cross it off the list, don't worry about it anymore, or you can start to actually pursue it and get better at it and start overcoming those obstacles. Because you have 1,000 things in your bag that you're carrying through life and you're not doing any of them, and it's making you stressed out and anxious and you feel like a fucking loser and a failure. There's people in way better situations that are doing the exact same thing as you, and there's people in way worse situations that are doing the exact same thing than you. There's people in way better situations that are crushing it and doing everything that you're not doing and succeeding, and there's people in way worse situations than you, crushing it, stepping it up, doing the best they can, crossing those things off, doing everything they need to that you're not doing. You make excuses for everybody else, you make judgments on everybody else, and then when it comes to you, where's the objectivity when it comes to you judging yourself? Okay, so stop fucking doing this bullshit where you're not supposed, kids go, oh, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a princess, I want to be a cowboy. Kids, okay? You're not supposed to be in your 20s going, oh, I want to have a garden, but I also want to be able to shoot 10 free throws in a row. Oh, and I also want to get this, I want to get the PS5. Oh, but I also want to be a chemist. Oh, but I also want to have a girlfriend. Okay, that's not how this works. Fucking pick one thing at a goddamn time, realize how hard it is, and either give up or realize that you enjoy the challenge and you actually want to do that thing and you're willing to do what it takes to do it, and do it, okay? Free throws. Fuck that, I don't even care about basketball anymore. That was just a thing that my dad wanted me to do. That was easy. Be a chemist. Well, it's going to be hard to be a chemist when I'm going to school to be a lawyer, because I want to be a lawyer, so I don't know why I'm still carrying on to that. Start a garden. Actually, yeah, let's do it. Let's do a garden. Okay, go get the supplies right now. You get soil and a shovel. Come home. Start looking up videos. Realize you forgot some shit. Go get the seeds. Realize that not all the seeds are equal. Sometimes you got to put them in water. Sometimes you got to put them in a napkin and water. Sometimes you got to do all this bullshit. Grow your crops. Oh shit, they all got eaten by bugs. They look like shit. I'm not even going to eat any of these. What did I do wrong? Oh, I got to get netting for the insects. I got to weed. I got to get different soil. I learned this about this. Hey, the next cycle in a month when I plant stuff, I'm going to get nets. I'm going to have insect repellent. See how that turns out. Okay, that was a little bit better. Now I got to take care of the soil for this next round before the summer's over. And then next year I'm going to fix this. Next, I'm going to have a rock bed too, and I'm going to use different water. There wasn't enough shade, okay? It might take years for you to master just the basics of gardening. Just by trial and error. It might take years. And you're not going to know that unless you start right now and realize how hard it is, okay? There's those steps and those walls and those weird, oh, I didn't know that, to everything. And you're here carrying all these 1,000 things. As you walk by, you're just picking them off the shelf and just throw them in your bag. And just adding all this weight to your bag that you're carrying with you all day. All these half ideas and concepts that you know nothing about. And then you're like, oh, why do I feel like a fucking loser and not want to do anything? Why do I always put everything off? It's because you think that you have all these things to do, and as soon as you start doing one of them, it's going to be over in a minute, and now you're done with that, and now you have to do the rest. Or subconsciously you realize how long everything is going to take, and you're like, that's pretty ambitious. That's not realistic at all. I have to be real with myself and get rid of probably 99% of these if I want to be even remotely okay at one of them. So just fucking start now. Go get the soil. Get 2 bags of soil. Go back home. Okay, that's not even enough soil. Hey, maybe let me figure out how much soil to get before I go next time. Probably going to need this as well. What kind of tools do I have? Okay? And just start. It literally might take years for you to realize, for you to get, good at graphic design, be able to sell t-shirts, be able to make designs that people like, be able to have a following of your podcast, okay? It literally might take years. But you have to start. This is right now, make a list of everything that you want to do, everything that's in that bag. Most of that shit is just, hey, you know what? I was a kid when I thought that. I don't need to do that shit anymore. Hey, that was to impress this one girl. I don't need to do that anymore. That scares me. I'm not doing that shit. Fuck that. I don't even know what that is anymore. And just cross them off. And then you'll be left with like 5 things. And then you can actually be like, all right, well, fuck it. Let's do this one. I'm going to actually start doing this now. Podcast. What do I need? Okay, let me buy a microphone on Amazon right now. Okay, realize that you probably bought the worst microphone of all time. It sucks. You don't have batteries for it. The connection doesn't work. You got to return it. Now you're learning about the customer service. That it could take 3 weeks just to get the microphone. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even when you go through the work of picking it and just, hey, you know what? I'm doing it. Let's go. It could take weeks just for the pencils to come in, just for the seeds to come in, just for the soil to have time to lay down and aerate. I don't know, gardening. Okay. It could take a very long time just to get the basics that you just imagine they just come as soon as I commit to this thing, they appear. Now think about the connections that you're going to have to form. Think about the contacts that you're going to have to make. Think about the traveling that you're going to have to do potentially. Think about, okay? It's a lot of shit. Anything you pick is a lot of shit. Get in a boat. Hey, I'm just going to get just a tiny little boat. Even anything you think of, there's 1,000 things that you're going to mess up on and learn from, okay? Everything's going to take longer. There's instructions that you have to read. There's people that have done it before that can give you advice. There's people to follow, people not to follow. Rabbit holes to go down, okay? Every single thing has a million things that branch off on it, okay? So don't walk around with this giant bag of 1,000 things just going, oh, I could do any of these if I wanted to. I just don't want to. I'm just on my phone today, but I could. It's going to make you depressed and feel like a fucking loser. Yeah, I want to write a book, and I want to make a comic book, and I want to make a movie, and I want to make a painting, and I want to make a song, and I want to make an album, and I want to be a comedian, and I want to have a podcast. I want to have my own beer. I want to have my own cider as well. I want to have my own t-shirts. Fuck you. What the fuck are you talking about? Write those all down. See what you actually want to do and start fucking doing one. Way harder than you think it is. Way longer than you think it's going to take. Hey, you know what? I actually don't want to do this. Cross it off. Move on to the next thing. Do the same thing. And just keep going until you have like 1 or 2 things. Okay? It's most likely going to be, I want to be in a career that I actually enjoy. I want to be pretty good at it. And I want to have a family or close friends that I can spend time with. And then I want to have like this 1 or 2 hobbies that I find interesting and I like doing in my free time. Okay, that's what your bag should be. And that's probably what it's going to end up being, okay? So stop walking around grabbing everything that you see and then feeling unfulfilled when you're not doing those things, okay? You probably don't even want to do them. You probably don't even want to do them. So just come to terms with that and accept it. And be real with yourself, okay? Face the reality. Hey, I said that I wanted to be an MMA fighter. I'm not doing anything about that. Do I really want to do that? No, I just think it'd be cool. Go, cross it off. Don't ever worry about that ever again. Don't feel unfulfilled or sad or, weird anytime you see anything about that. Just go, that's awesome. I wish I could do that, but, not for me, okay? You can't do everything. You can do some things. And if those some things are things you actually care about and you like, that's going to be pretty fulfilling. That's going to be pretty awesome if you can do that, okay? You got to make money. You got to live. You got to survive. You got to be able to buy food. You got to be able to have shelter. You got to be able to have water. What are a couple things that you actually want to do and care about? Do those things. Will that be your main income? Probably not. Probably not, okay? Because, again, takes a really long time to be able to get good at that thing, and there's a lot of walls that you have to overcome. And you're already doing this other thing, and you're trying to spend time with this, and you're trying to do this. So logically, we can go, hey, you know what? I might not make money from this, but I like doing it. That's a great place to be. That's a great place to be. Hey, I made my list, crossed out a bunch of shit, down to a couple things. I'm just going to take a whack at this one. I always thought it was interesting. Maybe I'm probably not going to make money off of it because I'm doing all these other things and I don't really care about it that much to make money off of it, but I'm interested to learn. Great place to be. Great place to be. You'll probably be better at it and you'll probably like it more and you'll probably be able to overcome those obstacles way easier because you're not worried about that bullshit. In fact, the things that you say, you know what, I might not make money off of this, but I actually care about it and I'm going to do it, are the things that you'll probably actually end up making money off of it from. Okay? But don't feel like a loser or like a failure because you're not making money off of it right off the bat. That's bullshit. That's a dumb way to think about it. Yeah. Peace.